Welcome to the channel Turning Points. Motivational Story The Silent Warrior. In a quiet town nestled between the mountains and the river, there lived a man named Rihan. He was not known for grand speeches or public appearances. He did not wear expensive suits or flaunt wealth. To the world, he was just another face in the crowd. But within him burned a fire that no storm could extinguish. Rihan grew up in a home where struggle was the norm. His father, a factory worker, lost his job when the industry collapsed. His mother worked tirelessly as a tailor, yet there was never enough to spare. But even in those dark times, Rihan found comfort in books. While other children played outside, he immersed himself in pages filled with ideas, stories, and lessons from great minds. By the time he was a teenager, Rihan had developed an insatiable hunger for knowledge. He studied late into the night, often by candlelight. His teachers noticed his brilliance, but no one expected much from a boy who could not even afford new shoes. The world had written him off as just another struggling soul in a forgotten town. But Rihan never sought validation. He understood that the world would only recognize results, not struggles. With this belief, he decided to change his destiny. At 18, he left his town with nothing but a bag full of books and dreams too big for his circumstances. In the city, he worked menial jobs during the day, cleaning tables, delivering newspapers, stacking shelves. Every night, he studied in the dimly lit corner of a public library, pushing himself beyond exhaustion. He failed many times. He was rejected more than he cared to count. But Rihan had something most people lacked: unshakable persistence. One winter, he had to choose between food or saving money for an important certification exam. He chose the exam. Hunger was temporary, but knowledge was permanent. His resilience paid off when he finally earned scholarship to a prestigious university. For years, he absorbed everything like a sponge, challenging norms, pushing boundaries, and redefining possibilities. The corporate world was ruthless, but Rihan knew hardship better than he climbed the ladder not through shortcuts but through sheer effort and relentless. He worked twice as hard as his peers. Soon he was not just another employee, he was a leader. Years later, Rihan returned to his town not as the struggling boy, but as a man who had conquered his fate. He did not boast about his wealth or success. Instead, he built libraries, schools, and scholarships for children who, like him, had nothing but dreams. People often asked him about the secret to his success. He would smile and say, I was not the smartest, the luckiest, or the strongest. I was simply the one who refused to give up. Rihan's story was not one of overnight success. It was a tale of silent battles, unseen sacrifices, and belief in the power of perse- when global crisis struck and jobs were lost worldwide. He launched a foundation that trained people from remote areas in digital skills and self-employment. He traveled to villages and towns, mentoring youth. One day, a young boy named Veer said, Sir, I do not have books, a laptop, or even a school. How can I become like you? Rihan smiled and said, You start with what you have your mind, your heart, and the decision to never stop trying. That boy later became a national youth leader. The silent warrior had not just changed his life, he became the reason thousands changed theirs. Though no statues bore his name, Rihan's legacy lived in hearts, minds, and in quiet corners, under banyan trees and sunlit classrooms, his story was told. He was not remembered for glory but as a soul who moved mountains without lifting a blade. A young journalist came searching for unsung heroes. She found Rihan's story written not in ink but in people's lives. Elder person sharing story with emotion said, He never raised his voice, but when he spoke, you listened. When he left, you were never the same. The journalist moved beyond words, but something held her back from publishing. She felt the same pull Rehan must have felt, that perhaps some stories are not meant for headlines but for hearts. And so she left a single entry in a forgotten blog. He walked alone, but his steps echoed through generations. He died a silent warrior, but he taught us that silence can be stronger than swords. Please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.